Hey guys, so today we are going to be doing something a little bit different actually, and this is going to be a community discussion based on the recent Golden Week celebration. I figured this would be kind of another way to interact with you guys on a different level, like on Twitter and stuff like that, and I just wanted to ask you your general thoughts and stuff like that, and it also gives us something to discuss where the discussion can be open to you down in the comment section below as well. But the question you guys can see at the top of the screen, I just wanted to ask about the Golden Week celebration, the Majin Buu Saga theme, all that fun stuff. I asked for positive and negative things, and most people gave nothing but positive, so I guess that is a good sign. But I guess what we can start with, I can just give you my thoughts before we open the discussion to you guys. I thought that the celebration was very well done for the Buu Saga. You know, they didn't go with a basic line of just doing something like, oh, here's Vegito, here's Buuhan, have a good time, right? They kind of went to a different moment that needed representation within the game, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I think the intro could have been a bit longer. I guess that would have been something that I would have liked, or would have been a little bit more, rather than just going from Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3. I wish we kind of would have done the iconic speech, right? You know, this is a Super Saiyan, this is another, you know, this is a Super Saiyan 2, and this is to go further beyond all that. But it's all good, right? It's just an intro animation. Let's be real. We're skipping it most of the time anyway, so not a big deal whatsoever, but something that I think could have done something. It would have been nice to still have seen it at least once, right? So it's all good. But like I said, both the units are phenomenal. I think the banner units are kind of just whatever, right? Most of the time I feel like banner units are just trolls. Like, it's like, oh, you got a featured unit and it's the banner unit. Like, they're just trying to make you upset. And very rarely do you get an STR Piccolo from the cooler banner situation, right? It's just something that you don't see that often. So like I said, I asked you guys the question, what did you guys think of this year's Golden Week celebration? Anything positive, negative, neutral, etc.? And I'll give some more of my thoughts in connection with the answers that we see here. But let's go ahead and get started with this one comes from King Hitman. He said, absolutely exceptional. Elite units across the board. Global player, I'm including Buu Tanks and Vegito. That's fair. I think if you're on global, you can include that. One of the most valuable sets of units ever. Okay, that's a statement. That's you're putting yourself up there, right? Missions, boss battles, and Easy A's all done well. Crowned up in the end by Physical Kid Buu, Super Easy A, and Mechanic they're handling tremendously. I would agree. So far, the Super Easy A's, I would say they're 3 for 3. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is exceptional. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, I know he's not on global yet, but on JP, he's very good. The only thing frustrating about that Gotenks is you need his 11 key to really kind of get his maximum effectiveness, in my opinion. But still, a very good unit, considering, you know, what we're talking about now. We're looking at, you know, units that are, we're talking about characters that are coming out in like 2016, 2015 and all that fun stuff, and now they're starting to be relevant. And like, if you guys have been watching content with Kid Buu, I'm sure you've seen at this point how exceptional that character is, and I'm very impressed with how they've managed to handle this mechanic so far, because most of the time you'd think that they're not going to be very good, but you know, sometimes you are surprised by what Omatsu cooks, and in this case, yeah, I think the Super Easy A, done very well. I think the red zones are very fun. You know, the first stage wasn't the most difficult in the world, but really from stages 2, 3, and 4, I guess the Buuhan one wasn't that hard, but the Super Buu stage, very difficult, and then also the Kid Buu stage, you could argue, is very difficult as well. I know global players were having a bit more trouble than JP. I mean, we're just at this point where, you know, JP has the superheroes team. I'm not going to just ignore that team. If I have access to a team like that, I'm obviously going to use it, but very, very good. The superheroes team is just a whole different thing. But either way, I mean, even with the superheroes team, if you guys watched my the no item run, I managed to get Buu to his attack cap. So that's how long it took to end up taking him out. So thank you, King Hitman, for the response. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And this one is coming from TJ the Fraud, or TJ the Beast, whatever he likes to go by. This is a friend of mine. Really liked the theme of the celebration. Units were great and helped make teams like Buu Saga and Majin Power viable. Yes, especially with the villain buffs. I think a general model like this for bigger celebrations could be beneficial for future celebrations. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with what you're saying, but I think that should just kind of be like, the fact that isn't just like the standard and is just funny, right? Like obviously, right, that we want to, whatever tag or categories we're focusing on for that celebration should be getting these major buffs, right? I think Golden Week did a phenomenal job of making the Buu Saga a thing, right, or making it a real team again. And you know, I've seen people on Twitter They like to talk about things like the Buu Saga team is better than superheroes. Don't listen to that. That's a whole bunch of hullabaloo. But yeah, units were great and helped make teams like Majin Buu Saga and Majin Power viable. Yes, Buu Saga is very good now, and then especially if you can run like the Sworn Enemies kind of variant of Majin Power, and then you could slide Gohan on the team because of Fat Buu's leader skill, like that team is something else. Like it is fierce now, and like, you know, Fat Buu himself, especially in some of these more difficult stages where, you know, you have a revival to bank on, you have his Ghost Usher if you can get to that point. That's what makes the Sworn Enemies mission of the Kid Buu Red Zone pretty easy if you can manage to pull that off, right? With like Buuhan doing what he's doing, and especially like, I don't think Global would be looking at Majin Power the way that they are if they didn't get the Buuhan EZA early, and I think that was a huge, like that was a really good call by the Global Dokkan team to release those EZAs early, just because it helped buff the team up to another level where you're getting some of that 9th anniversary power creep a bit early. But yeah, I think a general model like this for bigger celebrations, I think that is something that the team could take going forward. But I think to their defense, they have tried these things, but sometimes it just isn't executed properly like it was with this Golden Week. So yeah, thank you for the response, TJ. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And we've got, let's see, or if my mouse would click the damn backspace. All right, this one comes from Mishmash42. This is one of my editing guys. Sometimes he helps me edit. Units were some of the best designs in forever, both extremely powerful, but in a way that's fun and not overly busted. While I can agree with you that you kind of are talking about like the balance thing here, single player game, they can be overly busted. But thank you. Content feels weirdly paced though. Dry periods 1 week, then an overflow of content the next. Yeah, I feel like this has always been an issue for Dokkan, where they... How often... When was the last time we went in a celebration we were like, yeah, the content was perfectly spaced, right? Because I feel like a lot of you guys watching this video, maybe not a lot of my viewers, because a lot of them are beginners, but like endgame Dokkan players, I think a lot of us like literally do all the content within like the first 3 hours. And then we're like, where's the content, right? It'll be like, oh, 4 new difficult stages that's supposed to take, you know, I don't want to say the average person, but it takes most people a couple days or a couple weeks to complete. But it's just like people like myself who are trying to record and get videos out for all this stuff. It's like, oh, look at that. The content dropped at 4 a.m. and by 8 a.m. I'm done. But yeah, I think that sometimes we can wonder, it's like, we'll have like a celebration like this where it's like, they drop like 3 things at once. Or it's like, oh boy, you couldn't have dropped one of these 4 days earlier to give us something to do. But sometimes these just how these things go. But yes, I would agree with you. The units being extremely powerful, absolutely. I mean, like Buu, you know, a lot of people arguing Goku #1 TUR, Buu right behind him. Very well done characters. The kits are good. Both fulfill different roles. They work very well in the teams that they're designed for. But yeah, content pacing hasn't ever been Dokkan's strong suit, in my opinion. So thank you for the response, Mish. I appreciate you. Let's see. Bredo, or Bread, very positive, especially comparing it to last year's Golden Week, which only had 1 major EZA. The only real complaint is the LR choice for part 2. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people wanted Ultimate Gohan, so I'm sure that not everyone's going to agree with that. But yeah, the EZAs this year, very well done. I'm not going to count Tech Gohan because I believe he was part of the Goku Gohan Goten Day celebration, so we're not going to count that one. But yeah, Tech Exchange Buu, that's like the major one right off the top of the thing. And then Global especially. Let me actually go to the EZA so we're all making sure we're all on the same page. But you know, the major EZAs, Exchange Buu was very well done, and then Global obviously getting Vegito and Buuhan was a major W for them. I don't know why I'm blanking on what the EZAs are, but like I know the Super EZA for Kid Buu, like that definitely helped like put a bow on it, like Hitman said. But like I said, I'm drawing a blank, so just give me 1 second. My blank was for good reason. I'm looking at the EZAs and there was not another one that I'm missing. If I'm missing another EZA, let me know in the comment section. I know that there's a bunch of sub EZAs that were very well done, but yeah, I think last year's Golden Week was very good too. I don't know where this, especially comparing it to last year's Golden Week comments coming from, because I thought they did a good job with that. I guess maybe the category that they focused on wasn't as buffed as well as this Buu Saga one was, but that one was going to be hard to top. Or it was going to be hard for them to mess up a Buu Saga category celebration. So thank you for the comment, Brad. Sky Knight, channel member, shout out to you. Theme was great. Units were hype. EZAs were fun, although obviously different from what many of us expected. The Super Saiyan 2s are who I was thinking it was going to be. But I've been saying it in some videos, but a negative to some, maybe no LR Kid Buu, myself included. But we get to save it for a carnival, so I prefer that, allegedly. All in all, 10 out of 10 for me. 9th year equals best year. I don't think I would give the celebration a 10, but I definitely have enjoyed it, right? I think they've done almost everything right at this point, so that is good. But yeah, no LR Kid Buu. It just means that the cope continues, and I'm just going to keep talking about it, right? Because I think it is definitely deserved. I mean, this is a character that is the final boss of Z, for crying out loud, but, you know, whatever. This one comes from Ultra12345. Overall, I don't know why, my voice didn't crack there, I just said it weird. Overall, the Golden Week celebration was handled well in terms of picks, EZAs. The only downside was the Part 2 LR being absolutely disappointing. Yeah, I think Ultimate Gohan was a good choice, I just don't think he was executed properly. I don't like that he's kind of like a battery for Tech Gohan, which is unfortunate, because I think that it's like, you think about it, right? Like, most of the time, Tech Ultimate Gohan, you're going to be in the base form. You would hope that the one that's transformed would be better, but what do I know, right? I mean, the character's still very impressive, but just obviously could have been better. But yeah, I would agree with what you say there. Dokkan X with the next response. I enjoyed the campaign with how they handled the content, the EZAs and Super EZA for Kid Buu and the new characters. Definitely better than last year, in my opinion. Hopefully next year can be similar, if not better. Yeah, that seems to be a lot. I guess a lot of people don't like the OG Dragon Ball choice from last year, but I thought that they handled that celebration well. I think it was a good celebration last year, especially with LR Bulma and whatnot. Like, that one was really good. But you know, I like the optimism, right? Where everybody's saying like, yeah, this year was awesome and stuff like that. And someone rated it a 10 out of 10 earlier, but let's see. Phone, too many numbers. I'm not gonna read all those. A really good celebration. I couldn't have asked for any more. I could have. The units were powerful, but not like Beast Gohan boring. Beast Gohan boring. Okay, that's a good one. Each one of them felt really unique. The Red Zone had all fights with their unique gimmicks. It's pretty much perfect in my opinion. Okay, well, we have a Golden Week enjoyer, a Golden Week enthusiast here. The only thing, I think I'm just gonna kind of lock in on the units were powerful, but not like Beast Gohan boring. I guess I could see where you're coming from with that, where like, I mean, obviously Beast Gohan is a lot of fun to use with just seeing how dominant he is, but I can understand where it's like, the game does essentially play itself with his team. I won't lie. So I can kind of understand that, but I don't think, I feel like you could just say like, he's that good, right? I don't know. I appreciate the opinion. That one's different. I like that. It's miles better than last. This one comes, and this will be the last response from the video. This one comes from Sean. Again, a bunch of numbers. We'll call you Sean Sorta Coat. Thank you very much for the response. It's miles better than last year. Good EZAs, good content, all around great celebration. Yeah, so that seems to be the sort of common theme here. Everybody thinks great celebration. I would agree. The EZAs, yes, very good. Some of the sub EZAs were great. Super EZA, and then obviously global players are going to have more positives to say about the EZAs with Buhan and Buhan and Vegito coming out. So there we have it. I think that the good content was good, but the spacing was bad, like mentioned earlier in the video. But yeah, it seems like the people enjoyed Golden Week, and that was kind of the purpose of this video. I wanted to get further interaction with you guys on another, space other than just like the YouTube comment section and the streams and stuff like that. So if you want to participate in more community discussions like this, feel free to follow me on Twitter. You can see it on the screen. It's the same as my YouTube at Vilify. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. Let me know what you thought of Golden Week down in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my channel content. And if you want to become a channel member, click the link in the description. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.